Okay, so today, October 21st, took a loss. Took a loss on my combine. It's all good. Very, very small, point 0.3 R loss, whatever. So I took a loss. It is what it is. But guess what? We move. So let's break it on down. This was a trade here that I was looking for. And as you can see, we kind of did absolutely nothing. So coming into the day, I mean, look at this. This is all just up and down, up and down, up and down, down. Not very clean price action. Coming in to 9:30 here, right? What do we have? We have a small sweep of liquidity in here, very small. But 9:30 we push lower. We have this FEG, we push lower. Come up again into this, we push lower. Now, when we're in here, I was like, damn, I want to get in short, but I don't know how to get in short. What happens? Well, I took two trades today, actually, a break even and a loss. Right. So this is the first trade. I took it off because I couldn't focus. But anyways, so we come in, we sweep liquidity. We have this FEG, right? Come up, sweep. Then we have this nice candle down. I was like, ooh, that's beautiful. All right, bet. So I hopped in short here. Stop loss was above the high. And target was low. Low, low, low. I did the target based off of the manipulation leg. So this high to low. So my target was much, much lower. Right, my target was all the way down here. Now, with regards to this, why am I targeting all the way down there? Well, if we look on the hour chart, if we look on the hour chart, we're kind of in no man's land, right? We really are kind of just in no man's land. We just kept pumping, pumping, pumping yesterday. So there's nothing really there, right? So I said, all right, where is the place that's unmitigated? All right, so essentially we have this, but really actually this is the order block that's unmitigated down here. But I was like, all right, if price wants to come lower, this is a confluence zone. So we have an order block, we have a FEG, the last FEG available. Price could want to come all the way down there. That's the potential. And on the 15-minute, if we look, this is the area that has the last bit of liquidity. So I was like, okay, cool. That looks like an area we can look to target where we have liquidity down below. We have the two standard deviations. That's where we're looking to go. And yeah, I got tapped out break even. All right, now there's just too many lines on my chart. 1 second. Sorry. I get confused when I have too many lines on my chart. Right, so we got in here. Break even was this low, as I have always done. And yeah, this is B. Boom, so that's the first trade. Done and dusted. And I felt pretty okay. I was like, all right, cool. Good trade overall, no issues. On to the next. So, on to the next. What are we looking at? So essentially, we come in and have the same kind of ordeal, right? Which is, we have something slightly different actually. Which is we come into this FEG, we push lower, we fail to close, so that kind of should have been a little bit of an indication, but you know, it is what it is. Price pushes higher, takes out the low, the high, and gives us an inverse, and I enter. Gives us an inverse, and I enter down here. Now, something else that was really interesting that was happening that day, or at that time, was boom. We have this FEG, and price is respecting this FEG. Respect, comes up, sweeps liquidity, but still respects the high of the FEG. So I'm like, all right, cool. That's kind of a nice little confluence, so we should start rolling over here. Saw this candle, I was like, don't really like it. Let's see what the next candle does. And I thought the next candle was a pretty strong momentous candle. I liked it. So, all right, cool. And yeah, lo and behold, we went straight to the stoppity stop. Break even was these lows. And as you can see, that didn't happen. But something else that I've spoken about recently that I've kind of observed is something called the reclaimed FEG. So what is a reclaimed FEG, you might ask? Well, it's when price gives us an FEG, we inverse it, we come back above it pretty much immediately, and then we use it as support to essentially go off. And you can see that exact thing happen right here. Now, further to that, oh wait, I didn't talk about where my target was. Target was the new manipulation range, so this high to this low. That's my target. Just make sure that's a little bit cleaner. And yeah, 2 standard deviations. That was my target right there. So no, that's out the way. Something that I've mentioned also is when I get stopped out like this and there's another FEG that can be inversed, it tends to get inversed, right? If this second FEG gets inversed, you're pretty much good to enter there. So that's something else I've been looking at and I've noticed. I was like, ooh, that kind of happens quite a bit, right? So stop below low, target would probably just be this. There's no real manipulation range here. The only manipulation is the London lows that we swapped out somewhere in here-ish. But yeah, that would have been another trade there. That was pretty swanky. But overall, man, it was a really ugly day today. No real direction. As you can see, we're pretty much sideways until here, and now we're starting to go back up. But 9:30 was pretty sideways. Lastly, there was another trade in here. I was off the chart. I signed off pretty much after that loss, that second loss. So you have this, which is essentially you sweep these highs, high, high, right? And then you're pretty much in. And this would have been, you would take this down to the low. You wouldn't use this as a manipulation range per se. You would just take it down to the lows. And 2R, you know, so pretty decent trade would have been. But anyways, so yeah, pretty ugly day overall. If we look at this from a 5-minute during the session, right here, this is what we were looking at, right? Very, very ugly until pretty much 11 o'clock. Very ugly day. But, you know, kept pushing on up. So, it is what it is. I know some people took this this inverse. Probably would have been break even, but some people did take it. But yeah, not a crazy day. I actually think I followed, on the first one for sure, I followed my rules to a T. Beautiful. On the second one, I think I followed my rules pretty well as well. I don't think there were any issues. It was just a loss. And the first one was just a break even. So, yeah, that's the trade recap.